Alright, so we're going to do a quick introduction of Google Forms. So if you go to the waffle, you can click on the purple icon that says Forms, okay? And you will see all these templates show up, which are great. So you can choose from them. You can also go to Template Gallery to see more options. Or you can go to blank and create your own form. You also see below, it says Recent Forms. You will see all the forms that you have completed in the past, or maybe you made a copy of, or somebody added you as a collaborator on. You will also see them here. It's important to remember that once you complete a form, if you would like to see the data from that form, you can come back to Google Forms to actually see. You have to click on it, open it up, and you'll be able to see it that way. You can change the layout of this to where it's a list form and just see them by name. But if you prefer to see the actual image, that usually helps me. I would have it laid out that way. So we're going to start by pressing on blank to create our new form. And I always like to start with my title. So I'm going to say example form, since this is just an example. Click up here. This will also save that as the title as well. Right here in this space, you could put your directions. You can also put whatever really is important for you there. So you could just put try your best or whatever you want. This right here is important because this allows you to choose to add a new question, or if you want to import questions, text, or title. You want to add an image, a video, let's say from YouTube, or you want to add a new section or an additional section to your test. Okay, so right here, it just says untitled question. I can type in whatever I want. If I am giving out an assignment and I want to see who completed it, I'm going to ask them to put their name. And I'll have it as short answer because their names obviously don't need a paragraph for. If I'm completing a survey, I'm not really going to ask for their name because I want that to be anonymous and really get their honest opinion. But if I want an assignment, I have to see their name. Otherwise, I'm not going to know who completed it. I'm also going to turn up on this button right here that says required so that they cannot turn in their form until that button or until their name has been completed. If I would like to get rid of a question, I can press delete. If I would like to duplicate, I can press this button as well. This button right here, if we click on that, that allows you to give a description to your question. So if you're like, 2 plus 2 equals what? Well, what are you looking for your answer? Okay, you can give a little bit more specific details. Or if you would like to give a response validation, so let's say you only want text that contains whatever. So if you have that on, they will know they cannot put numbers in their name. They can only put words, okay? So if I want to add a new question, once again, I can go here. And let's say I want to do what is 2 plus 2? Okay, and your options, you can do a short answer question, which that would be like 1 or 2 words. Paragraph could be longer. Multiple choice is, 4 or however many you want. Check boxes, they can choose all that are true. Drop down box, they select which one is true. You could also upload a question. Let's say you have an image that you would like to use as your question. You could do that. You could do a linear scale. That would be great for rating. Multiple choice grid, checkbox grid, date or time. Okay. For this one, I'm going to choose multiple choice. And I'm going to say 4, 2, 3, and maybe I'll leave it as 1. Okay, I'm also going to turn that required button on again. And if I wanted to, I'm not going to put a description, but if I wanted to, I could press other as well. And then I would just keep going and adding questions. If I wanted to add a section, I would press section. So let's say I want the first section to be about basic addition problem. And so my next section might be a little bit more challenging, but I'm not going to let them go on to that until they know how to do the first section type of thing. You could do that. You name your section, you add your questions just like before. Or you can merge this with above. It's really up to you, okay? If you come over here, you will see your option to make the form more lively. So if you wanted a red and orange, whatever color, you could also go over here and, press add, and there you go. That color is now an option. You can also choose to add an image. So select our image, and then insert, and it will show up like that. And once again, I'm going to go back and change our background. And if you wanted to get rid of it, you could just press the X and change it. Now, if you would like to change the colors, you can go here and mess with that right here, and then add, and then that's the colors that you've chosen, and then the font style as well can change based on what you're interested in it being. This button right here allows you to see your form, so you can see what it's going to look like. And if I press next, I cannot go on to the next section. Remember, we added a section. I cannot go on to the next section until I answer the first section. If I would like to go back and edit my form, I can just press this pencil down here, which gives me that option. If I would like to go here, and this shows settings, if I would like to collect their email addresses as the answer, I can. I usually don't have that on. If you would like to restrict this to only students within JCPS, you can have that button on. However, if you're sending a survey or something out to parents, you want to make sure that button is off. Otherwise, they're not going to have access to do that. If you would like to limit to one response, this means you only want them to complete the assignment once. Make sure you press this button, otherwise they might complete it more than once. This button allows them to edit after they have submitted. So let's say 2 minutes later they realize, oh, I know how to do that now. This would allow them to go back and make changes to their answers. And then this just allows them to see kind of how other people are leaning towards their answers after they have responded. I typically don't have that on unless it's like a survey type of thing and it's anonymous. Presentation, this is pretty nice. Show progress bar would allow them to see how many questions they have left. Shuffle question order, this is really great when you think about being back in the classroom because no kids will have the questions in the same type of order. Show link to submit another response is also another option. But if you don't want that on, you can turn that off. This is probably my favorite feature is confirmation message. So it's what they see at the end of their form. It lets them know they're done. So you could say something like, great job, you have completed your assignment. I noticed when I started doing that, I had less kids turning it in multiple times. This button right here is great because this allows you to turn it into a quiz. You can also turn on locked mode, which means they're not able to do additional searching. You can choose to, release grade immediately after you're done. That would be great for like multiple choice. But if you have like short answer or paragraph forms, you might want to choose to do later after you actually look at their responses. And then you can choose what they see. Do they see all the missed questions? Do they see the correct answers? Do they see what the points are worth? If you don't want it to be a quiz, leave that button off, but make sure you press save. This right here allows you to make a copy of the form, undo anything that you didn't like that you just did, move to trash if you're like, I don't need this form anymore. You can get a pre-filled link. You can print the form. So if you're like, this is a great form and we don't have enough computers, but I would like to use what I already made, that's a great option. If you would like to add your teammates to your Google form so that everyone's using the same one, you can add collaborators through here. This is a great one as well, add-ons. There are some different type of add-ons that you could use to help you make Google Forms a little bit easier. And then preferences. And then this is once again add-ons over here. If you look at this send button, This allows you to email it to whoever you want to email it to. You once again can add collaborators if you wanted to choose to collect email addresses. You could also send a link out. You can also shorten the link so it's not as long, or you can do an embedded HTML and post it through there. You can also share your form to Facebook or Twitter, which is a nice option. And then if you look right here, this says questions and responses. So responses is where you're going to see all of the data from students. And if you would like the option to turn this into a Google Sheets, this is where you would press that. And it would save all the data into there. And as students are responding, it still goes to that spreadsheet. So that's very nice. If you would like to get email notifications every time someone responds, you can press that. If you don't, because that can get a little crazy, you can turn that off. If you would like to select response destination, where's it going to go, or download all the responses that you see for that data, you have that option. You can also delete all responses if you would like to start all over and just use that same form. But that is it for the basics. So we will get a little deeper into certain features in the next video.